Hey there, welcome or welcome back to the channel. In my last video, I took you through the journey of building my very first Brickheadz, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader from the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I really had a great time putting these guys together. If you haven't seen that video, you should definitely check it out. I'll make sure to put a link to it in the description down below. But long story short, after building these two guys, I gotta say, I'm sold on Brickheadz. And especially when you consider what we're going to be looking at today, you could even say I'm a little hooked. But before we get into that, I have one big favor to ask. If you're a fan of Star Wars Lego like I am, smash that like button. It's one small click for you, but it makes a big difference for a small channel like this one. Also, if you're a fan of this type of content, consider subscribing. And that way you don't miss out when I upload new videos. Anyways, on to the video. Today we're going to be covering set number 40796, The Revenge of the Sith Brickheadz. So this set just came out in May of 2025. You can see from the box art here that it has 656 pieces. And down at the bottom you can see that it even breaks it down per figurine. So Padme has 265 pieces, Anakin has 266, Grievous has 267, Palpatine has 268, and Mace Windu has 269 pieces. Another nice thing on the box art here, I really like the side art. It shows each of the characters from the movie. Very cool. I just wanted to show that off there. Anyway, opening up the box, you'll see Anakin's instructions with bags number 1 and 2. Padme's instruction manual with bags 3 and 4. Mace Windu only gets a single bag with bag 5. And then comes General Grievous next with bags 6 and 7. And finally, to round out the set, we have Emperor Palpatine with bag 8. Alright, now let's take a look at the completed figures. Starting off, we have Mace Windu here. He's a fairly standard Star Wars brickhead, to be honest with you. You can see the hood of his robe behind his head there. And the printed panel in the front there, and his purple lightsaber. I was a little underwhelmed by this character, though. The build was very generic. There weren't any unique features to this particular figurine. Each of the other ones had something unique to the build that we'll go over as I show you, but this one didn't, and I found it a little underwhelming. Also, one big thing that I can't get over is why they didn't decide to smooth panel the top of his head. Mace Windu being a bald man, you'd think a smooth head would be the way to go, but I guess LEGO decided otherwise. Next up, we have Padme Amidala here in her Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith outfit, at the end of the movie when she confronts Anakin on Mustafar. I really like the way that they captured the skirt using the small wedge pieces, because she does wear a small skirt in that scene. You can't quite tell that she's pregnant, but I mean, she's pretty blocky, so maybe that's what they were going for there. But the defining feature on this particular brickhead, I gotta say, is her hair. The way they use a hinge piece there to capture the braid, with the 2 studs being the knotted braid. I really enjoyed building that part and seeing how they got it to go down along her back so smoothly. And here we have Anakin Skywalker himself, wearing his dark Jedi robes from the end of Revenge of the Sith. Now, although his body is pretty standard with the printed plate and the lightsaber, the standout feature of this particular brickhead is gotta be his hair. I know I sound like I'm obsessed with hair. I'm not, but no, the way that they were able to capture his disheveled look at the end of the movie with a combination of wedges and studs and curved pieces and plates, it just looks perfect. They did a really good job, and the whole figure just looks phenomenal in my opinion. Another cool thing is that they even included an extra set of eyes so you can have him officially turn to the dark side after he's slaughtered all those younglings. Next up, we have Emperor Palpatine. And this is Emperor Palpatine, which, to be honest, was a weird decision for LEGO to make, considering for the most of Revenge of the Sith, we see him as Chancellor Palpatine, wearing either blue or red robes. A lot of people actually think that this figure isn't very accurate to the movie because of the black robes, but it's actually a figure from the very end of the movie. He wears these black robes when he recovers Anakin's body on Mustafar, And again at the very end, when Anakin transforms into Darth Vader for the first time, he's wearing these black robes. So that's where it's supposed to come from. Now, the really unique part of this figurine while building were the curves of his hood, the way that it almost makes it look like it's folded along his shoulders. I really like the way that they did that. And finally, we have the real star of the show here, General Grievous. This was by far my favorite Brickhead to build out of the whole set. It's got a lot of distinct features that are really interesting to see how they come together, from the way that his torso is shaped to the fact that you can see inside, and there's some translucent bricks in there, some green translucent bricks that give it some detail and definition, to the way that they were able to get all four of his arms on there by using that hinge piece, and each of his arms holding a lightsaber there. So cool. He just looks so amazing. And yeah, as I said, by far he was my favorite to build out of all five of them. And here's a shot of all five figures so that you can see how they look together as a set. Now, I was rather impressed with this set, I must say. As I mentioned previously, each figure had something unique, which kept the builds interesting, for the most part. And because they're Brickheads, you can really display them anywhere, on a desk or a bookshelf, even if you don't have a dedicated spot. And did I mention that they look phenomenal when paired alongside the Obi-Wan from the Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader Brickheads? Now, I don't know about you, but this looks like a more complete Revenge of the Sith set. But what do you guys think about the Revenge of the Sith Brickhead set? Let me know down in the comments below. And also, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoy these videos. I'd love to keep making them for you, and it would really help the channel out a lot. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and until next time, may the bricks be with you.